Good morning, everybody. Volunteer to lead us in prayer. Alani, thank you. Everyone.
Father God, we thank you for waking each and every one of us up this morning. I pray that you grant us the peace of mind, the tranquility, the courage on our own separate journeys. I pray that as we learn today, we're able to retain all of the knowledge and continue to grow. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. So, welcome back from our lovely 3-day weekend. Today, we are continuing reading Shakespeare, and we are in Act 2, Scene 1. I'll be honest, at this pace, we're still with regular English. We were supposed to take a leap ahead this week, but we're cut short today. So, hopefully by next class, we're able to start reading ahead and then kind of go at an honors pace. But as of right now, we're going to continue with Act 2, Scene 1. This is when the story starts to combine, okay? So we had a different plot and list of characters in Act 1, Scene 1. Act 1, Scene 2, we had a different plot, different list of characters, but now we're going to kind of see the story tied together, okay? We do have a warm-up here. 5 vocabulary words that we will encounter in the reading today. Bear with me, some of them will be a little strange, especially the first one, but as we read the story, then it'll make sense. So your job here is to write each word plus definition plus use a sentence including each word. So we've done this before. The first word is changeling, which is a child believed to be taken or exchanged by fairies. It gives a little bit more of context here. It says in the play, the boy that Titania refuses to give to Oberon. It sounds like gibberish right now. I completely understand, but in the story it will make sense. The next word is beguile. It's to trick or charm or deceive. The third word is forgeries. So a false or a fake. Think about this. It's like back in the day when you were to fail a test or a quiz and your teacher says, take this home, get it signed by your parents. But you forged the signature, so you don't want to give it to your parents. That's what that is, right? A forgery. This next word, thorough, kind of looks like the word through, except we add an extra O. Thorough. So it means complete or full. And then the last one is Cupid. We all know about Cupid, right? The god of love, who, is usually depicted with wings and a bow and arrow. That will play a huge role in this specific scene. Yes, sir. You don't have to write that. So just right here, a child believed to be taken or exchanged by fairies. So I do have a timer here. I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes. And if you don't finish, then it'll just become homework for you guys, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start. Any questions before I set the timer? Yes. Okay. Yes, sir. So on Friday, we just went over Act 1, Scene 2. It's pretty short. Some of the versions were 3 pages. The PDF I posted online, I think, had 5 pages. Well, you should have, to be honest, you should have read it coming into the class, but you can catch up. So you can, honestly, you can not have read that scene and still get the full impact of today's reading. Okay. That's just setting up a different plot that will tie in later.
And do we have a package to do?
Yes, so we will continue with our guided reading notes. We'll read together as a class, take on roles, but we are going to partner up so that we can take some time in between as we pause, so you guys can work together on the package. So once again, it's changeling, child believed to be taken or exchanged. If you want, right, this is what I would do. I would use this part here and kind of write a sentence with this information, right? You guys don't know what happens yet, but it's giving you context for a reason. So I would use this and try to throw in the word there. Kind of change the syntax a little bit. Like I said before, beguile means to trick or charm, deceive someone. Forgery, it's like a fake. Thorough, complete or full, and then Cupid. To be honest, I completely forgot today was twin day. We should have done Nike Techs. No, quarter zips. Quarter zips.
I'll text you, sir.
Like proper men? What do proper men wear? Quarter zips. Quarter zips. So then, what do you classify people that wear Nike Techs? I don't know what that is.
It's like air.
Little boys.
Oh. Little boys?
Why air though?
It's like air.
So as you guys are warming up, I'll pass out the activity for today. Don't be overwhelmed. It is front and back. But we are going to cross just one part of it out. And I'll tell you guys where when we finish the warm-up. As of now, I'm just going to pass this out. Keep it at your desk. Focus on the task in front of you. I'm going to do this one together. About halfway through the timer, 5 minutes. Some of these words are probably already in your vocabulary. You might use these words in your daily speech, but two of them, and I'm thinking of changeling and beguile, right, are probably new. These are really words that are common. I can honestly say I've never had a conversation with someone and they're just dropping these words. Forgery is something more of like, it's more nefarious. Like I'll be honest, I forged my dad's signature when I was a kid. Yep. And I'll tell you guys a story. So as you keep, warming up, I was in the 8th grade. I was in the 8th grade. And we had vocabulary quizzes every week, about 20 words. But we had to know the part of speech, whether it was a noun, verb, adjective, adverb. And then we had to know where the origin of the word came from, if it was Greek, Latin, etc. And then definition, matching, things like that. And after a couple of C's on those quizzes, my dad said, I don't want to see any more C's. Well, he didn't, because every time I would get a C, I would just forge the signature. And I thought I was going to get away with it until parent-teacher conference came around. The teacher and my dad are right in front of me discussing what I could improve upon. teacher pulls out the stack of all the forged signatures and was like, yeah, you've been signing these, like, they obviously know what's going on, right? And my dad just looks at me, and he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna take care of that when we get home. We're gonna have a nice talk about that. And I was like, yeah, I'm cooked. But so every time I see that word forgery, it kind of makes me laugh because I thought I was slick. You know, the truth always comes out. So that one has a more nefarious context. Yeah.
Darman taught me that what happens in the dark.
Darman? Is that TikTok?
It's the YouTube guy.
What happens in the
I always see those on TikTok on my feed.
Oh, you see those clips? Oh, you never watched Jamal's teachings. He's dope.
Why do you know the video?
Oh, the channel.
Oh, yeah, I know. I heard.
All right, flat tire. Thank you. About 3 more minutes. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Is like a changing like only a child believed to be, or can it be one who is exchanged? But even
Good question. So in the story, the changeling that they're referencing is kind of taken.
Do they believe?
But that's just like the actual definition of like the Shakespearean definition. So they can actually be.
Okay.
Yeah. And it sounds confusing, but just to clarify, in this specific scene, the boy is actually taken by the fairies. And we'll get into it. I'll explain more when the timer goes to 0. But I'll give you guys the full context of where we're at, what to expect, and then we'll continue reading. We'll assign some roles, and we should be able to get through this pretty smoothly. So last minute and a half is going to take one more walk around. Oh, on Wednesday, yeah, we did finish. We stopped. We have. The only packet was the first one. Last 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. It is. I should probably change it, but that was the most subtle sound that they had. Yeah, some of the other ones are pretty crazy. But, all right, so that was the warm-up. Like I said before, if you didn't finish, you can take that home and finish for homework. And then we're going to continue with our reading. Hopefully everyone should have received one of these Act 2, Scene 1 guided notes. So, first things first, we're going to eliminate what we should eliminate right away. So, flip it to the back. I'm looking at the section that says Helena and Demetrius. You see how there's 4 kind of sub-questions to that? Eliminate 3 and 4. So we are not doing 3 and 4 if you want to put an X through them or, kind of scribble them out. So on that back page where it says Helena and Demetrius, go ahead and cancel out number 3 and number 4. Okay? Yes. Yes, go ahead. Okay. So now it's time for the best part. We got to read Shakespeare. So we are going to assign new roles. First things first, I'm going to need a narrator. I need a narrator. Christina, thank you. So I'm going to need a Robin. Aaron, thank you. I need a fairy. Sophia. Look at Teddy. Teddy wants to be a fairy so bad, huh? Next, I need an Oberon. All right, that'll be Teddy. I need a Titania, Mary, and then I need a Helena, and I need a Demetrius. Yeah, that'll be it. Okay, so let me explain where we're at. Okay, remember Act 1, Scene 1, the very first time we opened Shakespeare. He gave us a list of characters, right? Theseus, Hippolyta, Hermia, Lysander, and then most importantly, and I say that because they are directly in this scene, Helena and Demetrius. Okay, we left off with Lysander and Hermia telling Helena that they were going to run off, right? And what did Helena say she was going to do? No, she was going to tell. She was going to tell Demetrius. So, yes, we can say snitching, but she was going to spoil the plot. So, keep that in mind. Also, the mechanicals, right? Act 1, Scene 2, where did they say they would meet?
Outside the barrier.
In the forest. So, Helena is chasing after Demetrius, right? Well, Hermia and Lysander, they said they would meet where?
Like the auntie's house?
In the auntie's house, they would have to go through the forest. So where do you think the setting is in this? They were going to be in the forest, yes. Question. So I have, you could use my copy. So we'll get into that. So that gives us context, right? Also, we're going to be introduced to these creatures called fairies who live in the forest. So they have different personalities. Some of them are more selfish, like they're only looking out for themselves. Some tend to do kind of evilish things. Some are just more, how we say, mischievous, or some people say mischievous, meaning that they're not evil, but they're just there to troll people, give people a hard time. We all have that one friend who's like a rage baiter, right? Who just likes to make people mad and kind of, right, rage baits. That's how some of the fairies are. And I'm thinking of one specifically. So, any questions with what to expect? Okay, so as we begin reading, we'll pause along as needed, but I do need my narrator to get us started. Right at the top. There are multiple fairies. So the characters that we listed at the beginning will be the ones that are in the scene. So there's Robin, there's Titania, Oberon, and someone else.
What side are we reading?
We will be reading from this side first, the modern translation, and then we'll transition to the old original text.
Did we already answer the setting?
We technically did, and that was Mary's question. So it says Act 2, Scene 1 takes place in a forest, but more specifically, we can say enchanted forest. there's a reason for that, and we'll explain why it has that magical property to it. Yes.
So outside the city of Athens.
Perfect. It'll be outside of Athens. That middle line, you guys can ignore that. So it says, Act 2, Scene 1 takes place in an enchanted forest, and then you skip that middle line, and then you skip over to outside of the city of Athens.
So should I cross it out or are we just waiting?
You could cross it out completely. Correct. Okay. Narrator, go ahead and begin right at the top.
Oh, a fairy and Robin Goodfellow is a puck or mischievous spirit meet on stage.
Good. So, before we begin with Robin, let's take a look at our guided worksheet. I'm seeing mischievous or mischievous for one of the characters, and it gives us the name.
Robin.
So, Robin Goodfellow, and then it says Puck, right, with the P. They are interchangeable. It is the same person, same character, same fairy, but the name is interchangeable. So the official name is Robin Goodfellow, but some translations will say Puck, and it's still pertaining to Robin Goodfellow. So when you fill out the character list here, you can put both Robin Goodfellow / Puck, or Robin Goodfellow parentheses Puck. Yes. I would put both. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Robin, right at the top.
Hello, spirit. Where are you going?
There.
I go over hills and valleys, through bushes and forests, over parks, fenced-in spaces, through water and fire. I wander everywhere faster than the moon revolves around the earth. I work for Titania?
Titania. Good.
Titania, the fairy queen, and organize fairy dances for her in the grass. The cowslip
Yes.
flowers are her bodyguards. You'll see that their petals have spots on them. Those are rubies, fairy gifts. Their sweet smells come from those little freckles. Now I have to go find some dewdrops and hang a pearl
Earring.
earring on every cowslip flower. Goodbye, you dumb old spirit. I've got to go. The queen and her elves will be here soon.
Good. Robin responds.
The king's having a party here tonight. Just make sure the queen doesn't come anywhere near him because King Oberon is extremely angry. He's furious because she stole an adorable boy from an Indian king.
Go ahead and stop there. They did introduce 2 characters. The first one is going to be King Oberon, right? And I see the character list here. One of them is described as the king of fairies. So his name is Oberon. Good. King Oberon.
And there's also Titania.
Good. And then when we just read above, right, we were introduced to the fairy queen, and what was her name?
Titania.
Tanya. Good. So we're going to practice saying their names. My other English classes just had a hard time